Hello folks and welcome to the Ready Go Tea Party and let's try Intensive Exposure. It's developed by Fireline Games. You can pick it up on Steam for Windows for $4.99. It supports Steam achievements, Steam trading cards, cloud saves, and has partial controller support. I will be playing a press copy that was provided to me in order to make this video. I will have a link to the game in the description below the video. So let's sort of hop right in. We have 3 different stages here. We're going to actually start in the office because that's the very first stage that is unlocked. So before we get into it, a very quick summary of what this game is about. You are a flasher and you want to flash as many ladies as you can while avoid being tased and beaten. Doesn't that sound like fun? Let's go ahead and hop right in. It actually is quite fun. So let's hop on in here. I like the style is pretty amusing. So the controls are very simple. I am using keyboard. I tried using the controller, did not work very well. So right now we're not in any danger because we're just standard Joe, balding, older maybe, wearing a trench coat, not too much else, but nobody else has to know that. So I'm using the cursor keys to move, though you can use WASD as well. I found with the other controls, it just makes it a little bit easier. So as you can see, when you get next to some objects, you can press E to tip them over, which you'll see once I actually start playing for real. Only other 2 keys that really matter are actually just spacebar, because spacebar starts the flashing fun. Notice it does have him blurred out. You can actually turn that off. There's nobody there. What's an interesting thing about this game, is that the randoms are not, or the randoms are not randomized. The levels are not randomized. However, the layout or where the location of where the people are and where they move is randomized. Go ahead and speak around here. I don't know how she saw, but we'll do that. Now, the obvious benefit of knocking over these file cabinets is it makes them harder to get to you. But the other benefit is the security guards, if you time it just right, and get it to fall right in front of them, it actually stuns them for a little bit because they have to put it back up, I guess. Must be some kind of safety code, fire code, I don't know. But that's more important than stopping this flasher going around. And as you can see, they do, I don't know if the ladies respawn or if they just eventually go back to the desk thinking, oh, okay, well, I'm sure those security guards, which are highly trained and highly paid, will take care of this just right. I'm lucky I didn't get knocked out there. So you'll notice, as well as the security guards, there's somebody else. There's some ladies following me. So the larger ladies, shall we say, will also attack you after they've been scared off. They'll be stunned at first, but then after a few seconds, they will actually chase you as well. Oops, ran right into that guy. And they are actually worse than the security guys. Let's hit retry so we don't have to keep hearing me get tased and punched in the face over and over again. They're actually worse than the security guys because the dropping stuff on them does not stop them. They are basically unstoppable forces out to stop this flasher scumbag. And as you can also see, I'm sure, you'll notice there's a bar that goes up. I'm sure there's plenty of jokes I can make there about bars going up. We will refrain. We'll be mature while we play this intellectual masterpiece. But you'll notice the ladies have a little bar that goes up. Basically, that's how long I can keep flashing them and continue to build points and multiplier. So you see, you want to maximize that, because if I just keep holding it, they eventually just like, okay, well, that's old news now. We're going to leave, by the way, because you are incredibly creepy. This is like the in real life, oh shoot, version of sending dick pics unsolicited. Nope. Back out of there. See, the bigger lady there, she does not care if you drop that stuff in her way. However, some areas you... oh, no, I'm dead. They can, you can block their path entirely, and you want to use that to your advantage. Because as you also see at the top, we have a multiplier. And as you probably already figured out, crap. Didn't see that guy coming from that direction. Oh. Yep, that was me screwing up. Already down to 1 heart. As you can see, we got the life bar at the bottom. It's how many times we can be punched or zapped. Now, notice that cop over there didn't come over here. They seem to be somewhat random. insofar as like when they get triggered, I've been right next to the security guards and they will completely ignore me sometimes. But then other times they'll come off screen, so who knows. Also, there's a joke to be made about coming off screen, but we'll leave it alone. So, let me try to get around here. Now, obviously the idea to get you want to get the highest points you possibly can. It's a very attack score. What's the terminology? You know what I mean. Trying to get the highest score possible is what I'm saying. And to really get the highest score, you absolutely have to get your multiplier as high as you possibly can. Man, there are so many jokes to be made that I'm just gonna leave the hell alone. And you'll also notice our multiplier goes up faster if we can hit, the more ladies we hit at once, the faster our multiplier goes up. And the faster our multiplier goes up, the faster our score will go up. If you cannot get your multiplier up high, you will not get a very good score. Because theoretically, you could play something like this. Like get started, because there's no time limit once you start. Gonna block him off. Stun him again. This is not a very good demonstration of what I was trying to demonstrate. The idea that I was trying to get across, though. Nope, and I screwed myself on that one. The idea I was trying to get across is you could just run around and do stuff like that. Like block thing, run thing, or drop things in your path and kind of do a quick flash just to keep getting points and circle around and around and around. We'll do this level one more time, then we'll try another level. So you could technically do that forever. However, because the point difference is so huge, you're not gonna get much. Again, you have got to get that score multiplier up if you really wanna get a good score, which again, if you're playing this game, you wanna get a good score. So obviously the big question here is this. It's like, okay, I get it. The game's going for kind of the novelty of being a flasher and running around. Beyond that though, is it fun? Does it kind of wear, oh God, that's not good. Does it wear itself out like very quickly? So far, no. I've actually been enjoying this, hell. I've been enjoying this more than I would think that I would. I figured it was one of those games that would be, again, funny at first. Oh, haha, I'm running around flashing people. That's amusing. And I thought, okay, that's probably gonna get old really fast. But again, if you're trying to get a high score, it's actually quite fun because you actually kind of start coming up with these strategies and you start learning the layout of the levels. And I say, okay, I'm gonna run through here first and push these things down to start with and get a big multiplier out of the start gate. And there's just, again, there's little strategies and tactics you'll use while you're playing, and you have to decide, like, make these decisions very quickly. Because again, everything's kind of dynamic, which guards aggro, where the ladies are, etc. So you have to decide, like, oh, well, I just dropped this pillar off, which blocks these cops off, and it makes them go around. So that's going to give me 2 seconds to flash to keep my multiplier up. So it's actually kind of fun in that regard. So I went over here to skins to show you some of these skins. Now, not all of these are unlocked. In fact, all of them are locked except for one when you start. And you have to meet certain criteria. Now, most of them are fairly easy, especially on some stages. Like the Scream guy here, I only had to flash like 5 women at once or 4 women at once. And on some stages, that's very easy because they group up a lot. There's a lot here. Let's see, I'm trying to find ones that are locked. 66 girls in one game. That's one of those games where you just want to run in circles, pretty much. You could do that one fairly easily. It would just take a while of, again, running in circles, because you run a little bit faster than the people who chase you. Not to mention you could drop stuff in front of them. Dracula flash 8 people at once. Now that one's a little trickier, because once you flash somebody and they kind of run off, or the bigger ladies who will attack you, it doesn't count anymore. So you have to actually find 8 people in an area that you have not flashed yet. That one, I think, is going to be very tricky and kind of luck-based. This one, 500,000 points in the shop. As you can see, we're not even close to that. The highest I think we just got was like 140,000. 400,000 in the museum. Of course, Harambe's in it. Dick's out for Harambe, of course. Let's go ahead and pick him because why not? Flash 40 girls in one game in the office. So yeah, there's a bunch of different skins, and I'll scroll through these just real quick so you can get an idea. You should have seen most of these when I was going through, but I'll go ahead and do that. All right, close out of there. Let's play a different stage. We will play the shop. Oh, Harambe, this is not what you were born to do. I feel like you're wasting your talent. These stages are actually fairly large too. Like when I was playing in prep for this just now, I actually found a new area of the office that I had not been to before. And I'd been through the office. See, boom, got a whole bunch of them right together. Cases like that, where there's a bunch of them together, even if you can't flash them for very long, boom. See, again, just kind of, I like how I said boom too, so you know it was awesome. You want to, if there's a bunch of people together, even if it's only a short burst of flash, you want to do it if you can, because that will get your multiplier up a lot faster. See, again, even though I didn't last that long, I lasted way off longer in the office at times, but I got a much, much higher score. Like for over here, for example, you can go over here, there's a whole area over right here. The reason I don't like the office as much is because I feel like there's too many areas of the office where you're just being blocked off. Too many small areas where it's easy to get caught. This stage is really good for having a lot of like enclosed areas like this, so you can kind of like drop one thing and give yourself some breathing room to either flash or just make even more room. Like right there, I just got a lot of space. Now, obviously, again, you have to worry about pissing off new cops. And of course, the bigger ladies. Now, the bigger ladies, if they lose track of you, like that one below right there, she went yellow. That means she doesn't know where I'm at, so she's just looking for me. But yeah, there is like, you know, a timing aspect, a tactics aspect. It's not going to be a game that, you know, we're going to be seeing at Evo anytime soon. But again, it's definitely more fun and more involved than I was thinking it would be. Because again, I like to think, okay, well, you know, I've got a lot on me, so I'm going to try to get myself some breathing room so I can show these ladies my donger. Oh, and that happens sometimes too. I threw that right in front of myself. So we'll do this stage a few more times. I think you already kind of get the point of this game. Obviously, maybe I should have said this at the beginning, but if you're easily offended, this, you know, probably not the game for you. I love how his like banana dong is censored. It's hard to tell depending on the camera angle, but it is quite amusing. Oh, darn. All right. See, now they got us a bunch of room. I'm gonna block that. Oh, nope. And you want, if you can, you'd also like to learn where the cops are. I don't think the cop's location is as random. But see, that cop right there should have probably oh, nope. Should have probably attacked me, but he did not. So there's a bunch here. But you can see, again, how that multiplier builds up way faster. If I can hit multiple people in my penis aura. See, again, even just a little quick flash not only kept our meter up high. Again, I'll leave that alone. It also helped to build it up a little bit too. So let's do the stage one more time, and then I'll show you guys the last stage. So let's talk about some of the negatives about this game. First of all, you've seen it already, where I have to, every time I want to restart a stage, I have to move the mouse to choose continue. I have not found a key press that actually works yet. Damn, just missed it. There we go. Oh, that's a bunch. That's a bunch of bananas. Man, I'm sure there's tons of amazing videos out there of this with plenty of people making funny faces and thumbnails. Also, I think if you get hit, I think it drops your multiplier. Not 100%. Oh, ouch. Walked right into her. I'm just trying to make some room here. Oh, nope. Again, the ladies are actually far worse than the cops. Just because they also tend to linger in certain areas, so when you think you've lost everybody, you end up running into one of the bigger ladies. The very angry ladies. But yeah, to restart, see, I'm just trying to keep that multiplier up. But, sorry, I'm also like trying to flash these people and talk to you guys at the same time. But every time you have to restart, you have to grab the mouse, move your hands back over the keyboard, go back to retry. Why they couldn't have just make enter the accept key would have been great. So devs, if you're listening, please, for the love of God, do that. Go ahead and pick the museum. Now this is probably my favorite level because you can get a lot of people together and get your multiplier high really fast. Like, well, it's not a great example. Like I've gotten 6 people together right out of the start gate and started with a 10 multiplier, like right out of the start gate. Man, I'm getting dunked on here. Let's see. Now, another issue that I have is the camera. The camera here is fine. Oh, man. The camera here is fine. However, when you zoom down to flash, you can get blocked off by objects right there. And the reason that cop didn't get me was actually because an object had blocked his path as well. But when the camera zooms down to show you shaking your wang, then it can actually cause a problem because when you come back up, you push the wrong direction to go in. These cops are right on my butt. See, again, this is another good stage for having these areas where you can drop something and it completely blocks their path. Because when you drop something to stun a cop, it doesn't, if there's more than one cop, it will only stun one of them. So once you get a trail of these security guards, these rent-a-cops, it can get really nasty. So we stunned one. Let's go ahead and do this. Ah, it's actually, I think we lost a bunch of them. There we go. But yeah, there's been a few times where the camera zooms in and I pushed the wrong button because I got discombobulated because of the camera. However, given the nature of the game, I think it kind of needs to go down just to kind of get that whole like LOL ha 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 aspect in there. Nice. So again, see, I'm kind of doing the little quick flashes there just to keep our multiplier up. And again, we actually went up pretty good there. Come on. Ah, damn it. Nope. Harambe, no. Come on. You got this. Sorry my cursor's on the screen. At least I think it's being recorded. If I didn't have to click it every time, see? Oh. Captive audience. Oh, nope. See, that's why the ladies are some of the worst. They don't get stunned, and they tend to wander in areas once they've lost you. So you can run smack into them. I really want to get a good, like, there we go. That's like, what, 4? But I've gotten like 6, and it jumped to 10 very, very quickly. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, let's see, what else? I'm kind of looking at my list while I'm trying to run away here. Of things to talk about. Oh, controller support would probably be nice. I feel like, I don't know if it's just the way that I'm playing this, but it actually kind of hurts my thumb after a while. Come on. Let's try to, oh, nope. I almost screwed myself there. There we go. Did not stun him, but at least made him run around. That was a good one. Oh, dang it. Was not able to get that. I've gotten, I think the highest score I've gotten on this stage. Oh, man. The highest score I've gotten on this stage was like, damn it, I hate those. It was around like 300 and something thousand. The highest score on the leaderboards is like 6 million, but probably hackers again. Anytime there's leaderboards, you could pretty much always dismiss the first person as probably somebody who hacked it. Because 9 times out of 10, that's the case. And they're just not cooperating today. Well, that was not too bad. Almost worth getting shocked for that, almost. But you can see where I'm talking about, where you can just kind of, again, like my controls kind of got whacked out there because of the zooming in. You get used to it a little bit more as you play it more. Nope. I got myself stuck in the corner. All right, we'll do one more round because again, I think you kind of understand how this game works. Come on, give me one. Wow, that was even worse RNG. You know what? That's awful. Here, can I flash the cop? There we go. Yeah. What do you think about that, copper? Apparently, he didn't think too much about it. Yeah, there we go. Sort of. So again, yeah, starting right at 6. I keep running into them. and ruining it. And it's worth it even if you get all the cops on you, because like I say, you can, the multiplier doesn't drop that fast. And if you can at least get a few pop-offs here and there, you can keep her up, so to speak. It's really nice when you can actually finally get somebody off alone. So yeah, I dropped that there just to give me a little bit of extra wiener showtime. Oh, no. You keep looking that way, man. But yeah, this game has actually been pretty fun so far. Oh, one other thing I wish that it had, other than better controller support. Come on. Oh. There we go. Oh, nope. That didn't make it worse, but there we go. Oh, and we ran into him. All right, sorry about that. The game actually crashed when we dropped back to the menu. That was my second crash. I've played this game about 3 hours or so. Again, like I say, it seems like a silly premise, and it seems like it's entirely based on just being weird or funny or edgy or whatever you want to call it. But it was actually fun trying to get like good scores, trying to unlock the skins. It was one of those games where I kept saying, all right, well, let me just try one more time. Oh, that try wasn't very good. Let me try again. Oh, I did really good. I think I got it. Let me try it again. So that actually happened quite a bit with this game. But let me go ahead and show you some of the other stuff. Here's the leaderboards. Here you can see the person who is 100% definitely not hacking. And to be fair, it's very possible this person isn't hacking to get 6.1, even though his score or her score is 6 times higher than, well, almost 6 times higher than the closest person. It's very possible. Again, if you really, really were patient, you could probably just run in circles, flashing people very briefly, and eventually get a very, very high score. Because if you do that, and if you play very, very conservatively and focused on just not getting caught versus score, you can go almost forever without getting hit. You know, it would just be maybe the occasional bad luck. But again, if you play very conservative, that probably won't happen. See, it shows our stats here, shows you how many games you've played, total score, how many girls, how much time. It says 1 hour 20. The Steam, I think, was at 2 hours. So we'll call it 1.5 hours. So we already showed you the skins. We don't need to go through that again. Relax, or Ambi. Let's go to the options, because there actually is some cool stuff in the options here. Yeah, some of our basic video quality options, shadow quality, which it's funny that these are even here in this type of game, I think, or in the graphical style of this game. Usually if it's this kind of stylized or bitty, I don't know what I'm saying. Forget what I just said. But there's all our options. You also have a censorship bar. Remember, like when we looked at his junk, it looked like this. You can actually change the censorship cover up, basically. I like the politically incorrect, and the unicorn is quite nice as well. There's actually a decent amount of these. It'd be kind of nice if you could import your own. I don't know how many people would really do that. I like the rainbow one too. You can also turn the censorship thing off entirely, so you get to see these people's dongs in full glory. So who hasn't dreamt of looking at the Peter of Harambe? I know I haven't. So that's pretty much all the options. That shows you your FPS right here, which, as you can imagine, the game runs very well because it's not very graphically intensive. But yeah, that is intensive exposure. Maybe I should have said the game's not very intensive. I don't know. But anyway, that was intensive exposure. Again, for $4.99, if you can really appreciate the comedy, the premise, and are looking for a fun score attack game that you can pick up once in a while and play for a little bit, see if you can get a better score, things like that. I do wish it would keep your highest score, because I don't think that it does. Yeah, like I wish here, especially in a score attack game, it should show your highest score in every section, and I don't think there's any way to see that, and that kind of sucks. So I think, again, if the developers are listening, that would be a score attack that doesn't keep up with your score, other than whatever your highest score is. That seems like a wasted opportunity right there. So definitely check into that. Hint, hint, at least in my opinion. But yeah, for $4.99, it's fun to just pick up and play and mess around with and do what you've always wanted to do. Run around with a big trench coat, or as a big gorilla, or as the Reaper, and swing around your Pinor. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought of this game. If you'd like to see more games like this that you may or may not have heard of before, make sure to follow me on Twitter as well, and I will see you next time.